What's going on, boys and girls of the internet? Today, we're going to talk about people who hate money and how that's going to keep you from prevent you from getting a lot of money. This morning, I have a big project and I was working on it, and I decided to check my comments and read my emails. I saw what I call loser and bitch comments. Essentially, these are folks who want me to help them for free, to give them good information that people are paying me, $40, $50, $100,000 a month, $1,500, $2,000 an hour, just to sit down and give them this information and to go back and forth in the comments and to help them and to be a really good guy. Because if I don't do that, they're going to say bad things because I'm a bad person, right? Well, here's the rub. The world works in a very different way. I'm not going to read the comments. I've said my piece to both of them if they respond. So if they do, fine. If not, no problem. But to those of you out there who want to change your lives, who want to make more money, who want to have more happiness, freedom, whatever, I got a message for you. This whole notion that you're going to get amazing stuff for free is usually wrong. Sometimes you may win the lottery. Sometimes you may get someone will give you something that's very valuable. That happens, but that's not the norm. Do this, and I've talked about it several times. Today, when you're out buying lunch or dinner or whatever, pay for someone else's meal. And watch how their eyes light up and they feel like they've won the lottery or something, because it is so rare that people do things like that, give that kind of value. And part of it is because life is tough. Now, I'm going to blow this free education thing out of the water. What I'm going to show you is this book, right? This is a book. It's made of dead trees and stuff, right? You know where you can get this book? From the library. Give you the title because someone's like, hey, what's the title? You can get it from the library. What do you have to do? You have to get in your car, get on the bus, walk to the library, and give them your information. They give you a library card, and you can check as many of these out as you want. This book is written by a guy who was worth like $750 million. There's a lot of great information in here. It's no huge outlay of cash. But see, here is the problem. And here's some more books. This is one of the first versions of my book. It did really well for me. Made the cover myself. Look at that. Look at all that spacing, because I didn't know how to edit books and all this other stuff. That was on me. Here's another book. I wrote this one. This did really well. Made it myself. I actually got a little bit better on the editing and stuff. It looks more like a real book, right? Here's one of the first books of the Grasso books. Did this myself. These are really, really inexpensive for what you get. Here's another book. Super Learning. I've had many people talk stuff about it because here's the thing. People don't want to do what I call more than they have to. Doing more, going harder, above and beyond. It's just like, I am looking for exceptional results with ordinary output. And if I don't get that, I'm going to be pissed. That's why I term those kind of comments and stuff as loser comments. Because if you think like that and you actually have the imitable gall to post that in public on someone else's channel, coming to someone's house saying stuff like that, which is really weak, then I can only imagine the state of your life. Because I used to be poor, really, really poor. And I'm not going to give you the hard work thing. I'm going to give you the strategy and the application thing. If you continue to not do more than you have to, you're going to continue to live like you're living. Is it fair? No. Are there people who are born rich? Yeah. There are people born pretty. Yeah. There are people born skinny. Yeah. There are people born with muscles. Yeah. It's life. And if you're going to predicate your unhappiness on things you can't control while ignoring the things that you can control, you're beyond boo-boo the fool. You really are. Because I'm sitting here and I've had this problem before, and this is like, this is a cranky hustler moment, that when I'm dealing with these people, because there's this one person who I think is mentally unbalanced. He's sent me emails. I've blocked him. He's posted on there, and he's been doing this for 2 years. If he had spent, at one point, this was free. It was free. But see, free isn't free, because you read the book, you have to do something very expensive. It's called execution. You have to do something. You have to go out and take this information out of this book and put it into the real world. That's very expensive because it costs you time and effort. It's blood, sweat, and tears. You got to actually think about stuff, right? If he had taken that book and executed, he would have money right now. One of the things was talking about, some about $10,000 for a secure credit card. And it's like, come on, man. Come on, what? Do it. If your credit's fucked up, you got to make some moves. But, And part of the reason I'm doing this, the Cranky Hustler edition 687, is I want to run these people off because I'm tired of seeing these weak, sad, little whiny bitch comments. Because if you are up in the middle of the night leaving those kind of comments and you're not executing, you're not putting stuff out in the world, you're not creating, you're not building something, you're going to be where you are this time next year, and you're probably going to be even more angry and disenfranchised and upset. But you're going to come at me because you are not doing the things that you need to do to improve your life. But for some reason, I should be responsible for your lack of success because I will not help you. I will not hold your dick while you pee because your arms are too short. Loser. I mean, seriously, we have so many losers around here, and it isn't because you're poor, and it isn't because you were born in a bad family. That doesn't make you a loser. That makes you unfortunate. When you know there are things you can do to change your life, and you continue to refuse to do them, that makes you a fucking loser. And there's a bunch of losers out here who are looking for great outcomes, huge results with little output. It's just not going to happen. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. What's up, Mika? What's up, Diana? What's up, Monica? Cartel, so no money without work is what you're saying? It's deeper than that. What's up, Divine? You're speaking the real truth. Dan, what's up? Melissa? Yep, no one wants to do the work. They love the ideas to make money, but they don't want to put the effort in. What's up, Rona? I mean, seriously, this whole thing, I woke up and there was like several of them because I've been doing some stuff, moving the traffic up. I'm getting all of these sponsored things. If you're like on my personal page, it's insane the stuff that I'm getting. Like the one I got yesterday was for dry brushing. This channel is 85% male. That's the viewership. And it's dry brushing to improve and then make your skin softer. I don't know if it works or not. No, I'm not going to do a sponsored video for that stuff because it makes no sense to the group of people I have on here. But no, I just woke up. I just got pissed off. I was like, what is this stuff? There used to be a time when a loser knew that they were losers and they would not associate with good people until they got better. There was this thing called shame. But now it's just like, I'm not doing well, but I want you to help me and I want you to give me your best information. None of that other stuff, none of that little stuff, but your best information for free. Now, I also have another assertion. I tried that for 6 months. Courses that help people get child support cases dismissed. Courses to help people build businesses. 100% free. You know what happened? Because, when you have these online courses, you can tell when people crack open courses. You can tell how many courses they've watched. 97% of the people who got those courses for free did not do shit with them. 90-something%. And then they got upset if I sent them an email. So that whole just put out the information free, people are going to help. A small number of people will take action, but most will not. Let's see. Yeah, hey, Glenn made 210 off AMD this month, just hustling to make some extra money for my team. Hey, I understand. Louis not being funny. Only people who don't understand or accept what you're saying will consider it cranky. Others will believe it's called truth. What's up, Mika? Nah, man. Chris Monroe. There's so many people who hate money. Let's be real. They hate money. And they hate people with money, and they hate the things that represent money, and they hate nice neighborhoods, and they hate nice cars, and they hate people because they feel that these things are unattainable. So they're going to hate on it, while at the same time, in some twisted logic, they're going to try to get these things, but they hate them. You cannot have what you hate. Your mind will not let that happen. What's up, Julia from Wonderland? I'm glad you started earlier today. No, I've been up since 6. No, actually, what time is it? No, I've been at it since 5. I've kind of seen that. I'm not going to speak on the microchip thing because I think we're a long way off before people are mandatory chipped. I mean, that's one company. It could be the beginning, but I don't know anything about that. That thought process, all players get a trophy, no shame, no mistake, no loss. I mean, it's really a big problem because one of the things, and I'll be doing more chats and stuff on poor people because that is the largest demographic in these United States of America. It is the largest demographic in the world. Now, if you're living in Bombay, India, your excuse is real. There's a caste system over there. You're born in this caste, and that's why a lot of them immigrate here so they can escape the caste system. But if you're born in these United States of America, I don't care about racism. I don't care about if you're a woman. You can perform and you can rise and you can get your money. There are no barriers. There aren't any. People are like, well, they won't know. It ain't about they won't let. You will not get up and do. That's the problem. Melissa V, one of my friends, bitches all the time about having no money. I keep offering suggestions on how to make money, but it just won't get off his ass. But he keeps blaming the government of the city for his problems. It is a sad situation. Do you know who the Moors are? Yes, I know who the Moors are. Funny that majors do not have the problems like money. Because the thing is, all right, I'll tell you a little story. And I'm going to bring the Hotep Nation out upon me. I will bring their irritation and hate. But if you know, I consider myself black, you know. I stopped at black. I didn't go with African American. And this isn't about being proud to be black. It has nothing to do with that. When your success lies where you are preoccupied. And I know people, black folks, African Americans, whatever, who spend 20 to 30% of their time thinking about being African American, black, and the woes and the treatment. A third of their life thinking about that. There is no thought process on how to change that shit. Just thinking about it, it's like going to the beach and being surprised that there's sand there. Yeah, racism is there. There's a lot of racists. There's bad things that happen from racism. What are you doing about it? Okay, here's the thought process. Racism is rooted in economics. Economics came before the racism. Racism is a tool to keep the economics going. So for you to defeat racism, you need to get your own economics. Nah, man, nah, they need to act right. Power does not concede to lower power ever. In nature, in science, more power consumes bigger power. Always. It's never going to be like, well, you know what? You're less powerful, so here's more power. It doesn't happen. But I see these people who are thinking about this and, you know, going back to the original thought, if that's all you think about, that's all you'll be. And I was 32 when I made a lot of decisions that, you know, issues with family, can't change it. It happened, move forward. And I mean, like really moving forward, not thinking about it every other month, but to the point that I actually literally have to ponder. I have to put effort to think about it because what you have to do with your mind is fill it with stuff you want to be in there, because your mind will run amok with all of the stuff you don't want to be in there if you're not putting better stuff in there. And I just started to fill my mind with information, books. I started to read. I started to hang out with different people. And I learned how not to be a hater. Once in my life, I was a hater. I felt entitled. I felt that people owed me stuff. And I didn't understand how the world worked. That's why when I see these comments, I know where they come from. And it's not because that someone's frustrated. Typically, they're lazy. Because being ignorant is not a crime. It's not a crime at all. Remaining ignorant when you know there are resources that can educate your ass is very much a crime, because there is no reason for anyone to be uninformed or ill-informed. Google, books, YouTube, Facebook. But it takes conscious effort to learn something. It takes conscious effort to execute. It takes conscious effort to do something. And that's one of the things. One of the things that I did was I got rid of all the people in my life who were whiners. I don't have any friends or anyone. I got family members. I don't really hang around them. But if you're a whiner, and it's one thing to complain, I get that. But if you complain and you complain, going back to what Melissa V said, and you never do anything to address the problem, all you're doing is wasting time and creating bad outcomes for yourself. I mean, it's a really sad thing because I get these messages and I don't share them. Like on my personal page, I've started sharing a lot of stuff, and it's kind of mind blowing to people, the things that happen. Because let's take poor people. They're poor people, and I don't consider kids part of the problem, because if your parents aren't doing what they need to do, that's really not your issue. That's your parents' issue. And a lot of kids are poor. A lot of kids are poor. There is a way out, and it's through education. It is through education, but not necessarily a college degree. There is a way out, and it's going to take you doing things differently. It's going to take you hanging around different people. It's going to take you thinking differently, and it's going to take you managing the money you have better. But there is a path out, and many people are like, I don't want that. I want what John has. I want what this other cat has, and it just may not be in the cards for you. One of the things I learned as I was emerging and metamorphosizing from being a hater was I needed to focus so much on my life that I didn't have room to hate on anybody. I was too busy. There was so many things going on that I could not hate on anyone. And I look at this stuff, and then this whole thing, and I see it on Facebook all the time. When an athlete or an entertainer, someone who makes a great deal of money, many of these people who have no money are dictating what these people should do with their money. Pretty much like these loser comments I got, like what I should do with my information that I got from working 12, 18, 20 hours a day. No one gave this to me. I earned it. And it's up to me to do what I want with it. And like I said, at one point I was feeling extremely charitable. I gave a lot of stuff away. And what happened? I got more haters. I got more lazy people. I got more broke dick Dannies. They just start, because the thing is, and I understand now, I changed my energy from go out and get it, be disciplined, be responsible, make it happen, to kumbaya. And it has taken me damn near a year and a half to climb out of that bullshit. Because as long as you, the person with the problem, do not care enough to solve the problem, I don't care how much money people give you. I don't care how much help give you. Like a drug addict, until that drug addict makes that decision that I am going to get clean for real, all the rehab in the world is not going to help. You can be kind to them. You can be there for them. You can chit chat with them. But until you actually make that decision to go forward and commit to changing your life, nobody can help you. Nobody. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people, because, I like Bernie Sanders as a person, but policy wise, it's not going to work. Like this whole thing with the minimum wage, and as you know, most Americans have not seen a real increase in the living wage in 50 years. 1983, I used to work for this company called Sign Builders. I was making $6.35 an hour working on the assembly line. Sign Builders, the McDonald's signs, they had all of the equipments and the molds and everything. And I was a kid working in there with these men. And they paid me the same thing they were paying these men, $6.35 an hour. 1983, 34 years later, minimum wage is $7.25. You factor in inflation, there is no progress. There's regression. And a lot of people don't look at the money. It's like, let's not talk about money. We spend too much time talking money. Let's not talk about credit. Let's just hope all of this stuff's going to change and fix itself. It's kind of like those people who don't want to talk about racism. It's kind of like, hey, if you have cancer, you don't talk about it, it's going to go away. It's that same idiotic logic that people use. Oh, what's up, Corey? Thanks for the $5. Louis the Seller. I have to admit, I get angry when I see a famous person who made millions lose everything, then realize it was theirs to lose. Yeah, I mean, I don't look at their money because it's not mine. There's nothing I can do with it. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a movie star. I'm in a good situation. And I think that's part of the reason that it's easy for me not to be a hater, because typically anyone who's made a lot of money has gone through some shit. There ain't no telling what these people have done to get where they've gotten. Some of them hard work, a lot of setbacks, some of them. And I'm going to say this, and you got dudes out there who are straight, who are on that casting couch just like a lot of these chicks. That's real. You got a dude who's like, if I don't suck this dick, I'm not getting that part. And I need that part to launch my career. I'm like, ugh. They're doing that because it's hard out here. Dan, I didn't like the free period for you, but for me, it was great. That's hilarious. What's up, David? Heart's Desires. I have a brick and mortar online retail business, and for the past few years, my business has been sucked, making $350K gross. Will the Hustle Camp course help me? I'm going to answer that honestly. It will help you on one side, but as for your business, no. You would need 30 days to 2,500. You would need digital introductions, because you already have a business. You've already done a lot of stuff that is correct, because you're making 350 and you've been doing it for 3 years. You're running your business. You just need to improve your margins and other stuff like that. But 30 days to 2,500 would probably be more appropriate for you. And digital introductions, like, what do you sell? Do you sell a physical product? You have a service? What are you doing? Heart's Desire. Appreciate it, Corey. Down the time, left money on the table to help people who would not use it. That was pretty much the outcome. That's pretty much the outcome that happened. And you see it. Oprah went through it on a much larger scale. A lot of people, she bought into it. She built these schools. She helped people. She gave a lot of folks money, and their position in life didn't really improve until you say, hey, I am going to improve. I had that talk to myself. I was 32 years old. I was doing very, very bad in life. I was living in a boarding house with crackheads. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't on drugs. I wasn't an alcoholic. I was in a really dark place where I just was underperforming. And I could cry about it, and I could say other people, and I could say, well, my ex-wife did this and all this other stuff. But the truth of the matter is, I made some poor decisions, and they bit me in the ass. And so you get to that place for you, whatever that place may be, and then start performing from that place, it's all going to be really messed up, because when you're a victim, you have no power. You can't fix nothing because everyone did this to you and you have no responsibility. So you're just stuck. But that is just one of the craziest things that I see, because I went back and I really examined a lot of stuff, because I was having this conversation with a client yesterday. And, I'll ask you, and you could put this in the chat. And for those of you who watch this later, how many billionaires are in the world? Just put that in the comments. How many billionaires you think are in the world? And how many millionaires do you think are in the U.S.? Please put that in the comments. Very few people get it right. Don't Google it. Let's see. People never ever respect free no skin in the game. It just don't. I think marijuana period is going to be a boom industry. And if you want to get into marijuana, move to California, Seattle, or Colorado now. Because what's going to happen? I mean, I watched this special, when the HBO special, it was some Netflix special. These people are just paving the way. They're going to have the plants, which are super important because there are several different strands of marijuana. They're going to have the plants. They're going to have the money and the know-how and the marketing. You want to be part of that? Go. Let's see. Shalise, people make excuses for not taking responsibility for the choices they make all day long. Emotionally broken is past heartbroken. There's a song in there somewhere. You're funny. Diana Thompson, 221,000 billionaires. Not even close. Corey, about 500 billionaires worldwide. Nope. You're closer than Diana. Way closer. Miss Exit, 1,000. Nope. Mika Long, 1,500 billionaires, a couple million heirs. Malcolm Brown, yes, Chinese. They're Asian. It's 2.1 billion part of the population. They're the largest ethnic group on the planet. Millionaires, 20K millionaires. Nope. Nope. All right, I'm going to tell you. There are like 2,045 billionaires in the world. Because we were talking, because the client I have is doing really, really well for themselves. And when you hear that there's a billionaire made in China every day, and all of these folks are coming online, and last year they were on this couch and now they're making 10 million a year. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, because I have studied business and money since I was in high school, and becoming a millionaire is hard. It's not easy. It's hard. There is the way of, investing in the stock market, buying a house, and manage your money well. In 30, 40, 50 years, you're, quote, a millionaire. Now, on the number of millionaires in the United States, it's 11 million. Now, if you adjust that to multimillionaires, it's going to drop down to 3 million. See, when you know the real numbers, I used to work for the census. I know how to find data. I know how to look at data, see if it's correct. Yeah. So if you add up all the millionaires and the billionaires in the world, it's not even 15,000 families. 15,000 out of a world of 7.2 billion people. It's not a full percentage point. It's not 1%. That's why when they talk about the 1%, really, I'm in the 1%. If you make 280,000 a year, you're in the 1% of the world. The world. So the billionaire class is more like the 0.3%. There's two numbers, there's two zeros. They're not even like half of 1%. That's how hard it is. And most of the people who are in that billionaire class, it is generational wealth. The Mars family, Snickers, and all those things. Generational wealth. Decades and decades of wealth building. Mark Zuckerberg is a unicorn. Jeff Bezos is a unicorn. These are not normal templates. Just like, oh, I'll just do what Jeff did and I'll be a bit. No, it's not going to work like that. No, I'm not reconsidering investing in marijuana. I think marijuana is going to make people billionaires. But here's another thing with accepting responsibility for who you are. My natural talents is I'm a great communicator. I can write, I can tell stories, and I've built 15 businesses. So staying in my lane and using what I know how to do well, like as you notice, the channel's going back. There's a lot of things I've left alone. When I do me and I do the things I do well, money comes. So I'm not going to climb out of what I'm already doing that works very, very well to do something else I know nothing about. I'm not doing that. So no, I'm not investing in marijuana. I am not in the stock market. I am doing none of that stuff. No, I wouldn't change anything in the past. I mean, you can't. It's not going to happen. I just use past experiences to direct the future. A lot of people use GoFund accounts to start businesses. I don't know if there are more Chinese billionaires than any other race. I'm not sure. I haven't broken it down. Heart's Desire. Wait, whoa. You sell sex toys and stripper wear? um, you got a marketing problem because that market is huge. That's your issue. I could, right? Yeah, you're selling that. You got a marketing problem. So yeah, 30 days, 30 days to 2,500. That is more of a marketing start a business course. Improve your business. Yeah, because that's that's a booming population right there. So you just really, really need to work on your marketing, and you probably need to work on your branding. That's with me not looking at anything because that marketplace is huge. But when I was in the storage auction business, I used to get so many stripper units. And this really kind of goes back to what I was talking about with how to stop being poor and the whole edict of manage your money or your money's going to manage you. Some of these women made, 1,000, 1,500 bucks in one night. Yet they ended up losing their storage unit. If it's everyone needs a budget. People don't want to hear that because they feel I'm limited. I want to spend my money how I want to spend my money. Well, at that point, when you're spending your money how you want to spend your money is ruling you. Your money's managing you. You're not managing your money. Your money has made you its bitch. And we all know what happens to bitches in the end. So it's just interesting because what I want to do is change the energy of the channel and really draw in more people who want to do something. Because let's take Hustle Camp. There's not even 30 people in there. I am not trying to grow that super fast so I can go wow, Hustle Camp and I got 1,000 people in 6 weeks, because I have run several Facebook groups. Just because your Facebook group is big does not mean that it's effective. It's a lot of work running a Facebook group. And I've had some groups. I gave the first resale group to the people because I wasn't doing resale anymore. So I was just like, it didn't make any point for me to be in the group because I wasn't going to contribute. I wasn't going to go out about units and stuff. So I just get, hey, who wants the group? And I removed myself as the owner and they took it over. I don't even know if it still exists. So, and I don't have any water. But change the energy, get back to the core principles of, and also I have several streams of income. That's another reason that I'm not going crazy with trying to get everyone in Hustle Camp. I'll just mention it most videos, put out the link in there and just grow it slowly and just build it out, because probably what's going to happen is it's going to become much bigger than I anticipate, which is cool because I'm letting it shape itself. Because one, I have a lot of experience with creating courses. I have a lot of experiences running groups, and there are persuasion tactics and there's things you can do to tweak it that you can make it grow super fast, which I don't really care about. And there's a way that you can extract a lot of money from the people in the group, which I really don't care about. And I'm not doing that stuff because I see where a lot of the stuff is going. Some people are closing their groups because Facebook has changed the rules. Imagine that. Cartel, what about guns and staying safe from crazy people? I haven't done it because I got commitments, but I'm going to start this conservative lifestyle gun business blog. I've kind of think I had the name, and I'll talk about more of that because I've always had guns. I'm a very big believer in one should be able to defend themselves, but having a gun is not enough. You got to have a plan. I don't even remember the name of the resale group. It's been years. I just don't know. Like I said, this is what I believe. I believe in abundance, right? So it's not real hard for me to give something of value away. Recently, I was so busy with my clients that someone gave me a referral to probably, I got to talk to the dude, but it was probably a $50,000 to $100,000 deal of doing video marketing work. I didn't have the time. I just gave it to someone else. Now, some people are like, you should have figured out how to make that happen. I knew my bandwidth. I was already tapped out, and I could have brought them on, and it would have been crappy, and it would have been horrible. You know, sometimes it's just best to help someone else versus trying to take it all and fuck stuff up. or Ruger. Yvonne Muhammad, what do you think the marketing hurdles are for independent artists and jewelry designers? Typically, with creative people, there is a propensity to be all in on the art and to ignore the business aspects, or in many cases, absolutely despise the business aspect. That's the biggest barrier. Because I had this conversation with when I said I'm an artist, and then he's like, I mean real artists. I was like, oh, you mean those poor motherfuckers who can't afford to live anywhere, or they have to work so many jobs they can't perform their arts? He said, yeah, that's the biggest barrier. What's up, Unstoppable? Yeah, you gotta definitely have a plan with doing your thing with these self defense and things. Because, all right, I had this conversation, and I'll talk more about this later. I was having some employee challenges, we'll call it that. And the thing is, this dude said, well, we're business partners, right? And I was like, no, we're not business partners. But I laid it out. I wanted to be a writer so bad that I put it all on the line. And I was real with myself. It's like, I know writers. I've known people who've had publishing deals. And I know this is a truth. Most writers have jobs that isn't writing. And they write on the side, or they write their books at home in their spare time. Once again, not hating, nothing wrong with that. But to make a living as a writer full time is a challenge. And I knew that going in. But I was like, I'm going to do this. This is, I've had this health crisis. This is my third time. Either I'm going to make it work or I'm not going to make it work. And I went in very realistic, and I realized, okay, if I can make $50,000 a year writing, I'm all in. Because I knew how to hustle, and I could sell stuff on the side. So I wasn't going to be just a writer. I was going to write full-time professionally and hustle on the side. Probably would have made more money hustling on the side. But that was the whole plan. And that's why I was able to go in with such vigor. Yvonne, yes, the number one reason I'm on to you. Cartel was starting a spy group. You're cracking me up. I'm very aware of the power of understanding the business side. Google Charles Bibb. He's got a video. I don't know if she took it down, but what's her name? Glozell. She did an interview with him because I think they were both in Texas. And Bibbs, if you know of his work, is really wonderful. It's very rich. It's very colorful. He started his own business. He got these big printers, and he's selling the prints direct. That business thing is real. No, I don't listen to either one of those guys. What's up, Andrew? Yeah, because like I said, this is Cranky Hustler AM, Cranky AM Hustling. Yo Clock eBay. It's not the best written book. It's the best selling book. I had a lot of writers shit on me with my first book because there was a lot of editorial issues. There was all kinds of stuff. And then we were all out, and I said, well, you know what? You are a better writer than I am, but I'm the only one at this table who just paid for this BMW outside with my writing money, and it pays my mortgage, and it pays for my food. I'm the only one here at this table who doing it like that. So is it about the best writing, or it's like Yo Clock said? I wish I had said that because it didn't come to me. What's up, Purpose Pit? All the people I work with are beaten down, even the higher ups. I'm the youngest in my office, millennial, and want to find a mentor, yet I can't find a job with people who are supportive. All right, Purpose Pit, forget about finding a mentor. This is what you do. Pick whatever you want to do, go hard, and your mentors will drop in your life. M Stacks, oh my God, I'm going through PayPal hell because of the recent scale up. Well, this is what you do. You call them up and you explain your situation. They are like way more forgiving than they used to be. What the hell I'm supposed to do with it? I don't I don't know what's going on, M Stack. What's up, 31 Dub? Oh, okay. Muhammad, I write also and wonder, is self-publishing a good avenue, and what about the accessibility of having your books on Kindle or Nook? Okay. I don't have the other version, but The version after this one, using YouTube and my blog, I did over 1 million gross sales, third year. So now I'm going to break this down to you, because what you'll hear in writing groups, because this is why the reason I'm not in there, is they will shit on how-to books. There's one writing group I'm a member of because there's a friend of the owner, and because I didn't even jump in a discussion. It was just like everyone has a how-to book, blah blah, and I was just nothing. I didn't get into it because another problem with success is people want to have success their way. I went through a lot of shit. Once in the storage auction business, which I loved, which set the stage for my present life, I was cleaning out units that had roaches. We had a standard operating procedure, SOP, on what to do with bug infested units because it happened so much. Go to the store, get the fogger, the bombs, just open up the door, like we were throwing smoke grenades. Until the property, because see, if there was insects or roaches or an infestation, they gave you more time, and they really want to know about this. And I'll say, look, Sally, that unit's got a bunch of roaches. You want to come look? And she's like, no, I'll take your word for it. Well, what we did is we threw some bombs in there, and could we have like an extra week? Sure, I'll call them because we're going to have to get the pest control people out here. So finding a unit with roaches actually gave me more time. And what we would do was process and sort at the door. We would pull stuff out. We would throw stuff out because sometimes when these roaches were in there, that they would just jack up the furniture, roach droppings and stuff all over the place. But that was part of the process. And since we developed this standard operating procedure, if I saw roaches, it didn't tether me from bidding on the unit. I got one unit, and it was at the Public Storage on Northside Drive. I'll never forget it. They had experienced a fire, and they were selling units that had smoke damage. Open up the door, all of this nasty smoke would come out. I bid $5 on the unit. Everyone laughed at me. I pulled damn near 10 grand worth of scrap gold out that unit. Most of the unit I threw away. And I'm just telling you this, that success is often very hard. And there's a lot of shit you don't want to do that you will have to do. And I just learned that lesson that, the success is in the mud. It's not up in the trees. It's in the mud. It's in the grass. It's in the river. It's in difficult shit. Let's see. Why is the older generation, not all, jealous of millennials for the audacity of wanting more in life? I'm going to give you my take on it. I don't think anyone's jealous because you want more in life. Some of you, I'm not going to say all, but some of you don't want to work. That's really the big issue. I've had this experience that I've had people that I've hired who wanted to be in my position without doing the work, without taking the journey, without putting in the time, without putting in the effort. I understand that we're in the digital world. I understand that everybody's going to this thing. But there's another world where people talk to each other, where people work hard, where people set goals and people achieve them. And there's a lot of millennials that ain't trying to do that. I've got a response on Quora about that very thing because I'm 18. How do I get 10, 20 million real quick so I don't have to work? This next recession is going to be a fucking massacre for a lot of people who don't have discipline and a work ethic. Because I see crime going up, going back to the point about having guns. I currently have 3. Before the end of the year, I'm probably going to have another shotgun, Mossberg, for home defense. I'm probably going to get this AR-15 just because I want it. It's a want. And some other weapons. And a lot of damn ammunition, because there's no point in buying the guns and only having slim ammunition. You need to probably have anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 rounds per weapon. So that's the whole deal with that. Because, man, some of y'all just don't want to work. It's just this expectation. I wanted more out of life, and I worked for it, and I got it. No one gave it to me. Melissa, oh yeah, I found a blanket someone had taken to a dump, then balled it up and put it in storage. Who does that? I used to find trash in storage units. Trash, like bacon, petrified bacon, all kinds of crazy stuff. Julia from Wonderland. How-to books are the only ones I read. Those people are crazy. Well, in the writing group, they were more talking about they didn't want to write a how-to book to make money. I've written fiction. It made money, but I've written because the thing is, if you're gonna write a book, you got to write a book about something that what people will want to read and will pay enough to read it. Not your life story. I mean, unless you have a really compelling life story, probably not gonna work out. Melissa V. Oh, and everything smells so bad. Cat piss I got for $10. Had a washer, dryer, chest, freezer, all kinds of goodies hidden behind the cat pee clothing. I talked about this on the older videos. And the thing is, I had people, friends, or let's call them associates, who talked shit about me because I bought these crappy units. I consistently bought it because with the format that I had developed, if I bought bad on the better units, they more than made up for it easily. It's just they were more work. Andrew Telly, building a physical product for a market seems to have much more overhead than creating online content. Do you have any advice? It doesn't really matter if it sells. This is the thing you have to look at. If you build something that you can sell, the overhead is immaterial because you have many people talking about overhead. And they talk about overhead before they begun. They don't have a business. They have no experience. They have no market data. So it's like, well, there's overhead, so I'm not going to do that. BMW has amazing overhead. Does about $25 billion a week. It really depends on your business model and what you're selling. And here's the thing, and this is my story, and I'll tell you, if you want to create online content that is durable, you need to go out in life and do something that build that experience. Young kids don't know how to stop showing off. Yeah, like the criminals who robbed banks and then posted on Facebook and wonder why they got caught. I do not understand that. M1 Garland. Okay. What's up, Sebastian? Journal. People think I'm nuts to work for Uber hard, but to get back on my feet and start a business. Many people feel that many kinds of work is beneath them. That's another issue with millennials. I don't know about the M4. No, especially for the ones you like to shoot, I think 1,000. Is if you just dollar cost average it and buy ammo every month, just say every month I'm gonna spend $50 on ammo, you'll get there. Journal. I took your advice of putting away money in relationships with money. It works. Appreciate that. I opened a storefront at the flea market, and now I've had it high-end resale to my art and jewelry hustle. And I've experienced ideal jacking, and they have the Koreans looking at my jewelry and art. Help. That's called competition. You're just gonna have to out hustle them. You're just gonna have to out hustle them because, all right, let's be real about Koreans. Banks do not give Koreans all of this money. Koreans just work very well together. Every ethnic community just about has this thing where they pool their money together. Haitians do it. Dominicans do it. Puerto Ricans do it. Cubans do it. Jewish people do it. Asian people do it. It's just not something that's very American because a lot of white people and black folks who are indigenous to the United States of America will not do that shit. They just won't. Which is why I had to get my own. Purpose Pit. How can I leverage a 10K following to be on social media consultant? It's not a lot of followers at all, but it's more the same. Well, the big thing is it isn't how many people following you, it's the engagement. If you have high engagement, 10K followers on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, if the engagement is super high, can earn you a full-time living. So it really just depends on where you are and what you're trying to do. All right, so we're at, okay, not as long as I thought. Yeah, I mean, the hate thing, because like I said, typically my response to these folks is I will leave one response, and if they come back with a bitch or whining response, I will delete them and block them. Because it's not going to benefit me, And it's not going to benefit them to go back and forth all day on things I know what not to be true. You can still get your piece of the American dream. It's just not in the path that's been prescribed. There are I just know this over and over and over again. I work for people who didn't have degrees, but they own the business. They had the nice truck. They had the nice house. I'm just sitting there like over and over and over again. But you still have people who are fundamentally indoctrinating kids into indentured servitude. You're giving people with no job, no credit score, no way to pay this money back, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and wondering why there is a student loan bubble. Guns in New York are awesome. You're cracking me up. A lot of books, I don't know. I'll have to think about that because typically I don't promote stuff that I'm not really supporting, but since I'm doing Epic Resale, let me bring those back out. Gotcha. Okay, speaking of that, for those of you who want to join Hustle Camp, it's below. And for those of you who need more than that, go to Hustlers Kung Fu at hustlerskungfulifeskills.com. Because if you already have a business and you've been able to make money for 3 years, because the person who was talking, you did over $1 million in the last 36 months. That's really strong. And that's the reason I talk about, how hard it is to make money, how many millionaires, because there's another thing. Just because you do $1 million in sales does not make you a millionaire. I have seen people, it's like, well, last year I did 1.5 million in sales. And they were like, I'm a millionaire. And I was like, no, you're not. You did 1 point. I'm like, what's your net worth? And it's like, what do you mean? It's like, what do you have that is assets that's paid for and deduct what you owe? And he did all that shit. His net worth was like $100,000. Just because you sell, you see this with Amazon sellers. It's like, yeah, we're doing 5 million, 10 million a year. I don't know about that. So this thing is just wild. Jay Sebastian, I have a huge lesson with work I thought was beneath me. I have a bachelor's degree, and all of a sudden, I sell organic skincare products in the flea market, a humbling experience. If it makes you money, and this is something you can learn from immigrants. You'll have an immigrant who was an engineer, a doctor, a physicist, or something in their country, and because they don't have, these certificates, they're driving cabs. They're janitors because they got to feed their family. I used to pick up diapers out of a landfill, man. You got to do what you can do to do better. So there is no shame in doing any kind of work. Yvonne, years of indentured servitude. That's what it is. There's a new class. It's educated and broke. And they'll get decent jobs, but $600 to $1,200 a month of their income for 20 to 30 years is going to pay student loans. That's a heavy, heavy burden. You'll love this. I asked for an honorary degree from my old university. They said I had not done anything of eminence and significance to promote the university or anything in the public good. That was a nice no. All right. For those of you who want to push forward and you're not into the world of hate, just go ahead and grab Hustle Camp and also check out hustlerskungfulifeskills.com. All right. Today, I'm not going to say that, but there will be more stuff going down in Hustle Camp. And just to put that out, because I had a few people try to join. Hustle Camp is a perk because you can't charge for a Facebook group. It's a perk of the Hustle Camp that's on hustlerskungfulifeskills.com. So you can't get in for free. And no, there are no trial offer or no free trials, none of that stuff. So with that, I will catch you people later. Have a great day. Things that you can control. You're beyond Boo Boo the Fool. You really are. Because I'm sitting here and I've had this problem before. And this is this is a cranky hustler moment. That when I'm dealing with these people, because there's this one person who I think is mentally unbalanced. He's sent me emails. I've blocked him. He's posted on there. And he's been doing this for 2 years. If he had spent At one point, this was free. It was free. But see, free isn't free because you read the book, you have to do something very expensive. It's called execution. You have to do something. You have to go out and, take this information out of this book and put it into the real world. That's very expensive because it costs you time and effort. It's blood, sweat, and tears. You got to actually think about stuff, right? If he had taken that book and executed, he would have money right now. One of the things was talking about, some about $10,000 for a secure credit card. And it's like, come on, man. Come on, what? Do it. If your credit more than they have to. Doing more, going harder, above and beyond. It's just like, I am looking for exceptional results with ordinary output. And if I don't get that, I'm going to be pissed. That's why I term those kind of comments and stuff as loser comments. Because if you think like that and you actually have the imitable gall to post that in public on someone else's channel, coming to someone's house saying stuff like that, which is really weak, then I can only imagine the state of your life. Because I used to be poor, really, really poor. And I'm not going to give you the hard work thing. I'm going to give you the strategy and the application thing. If you continue to not do more than you have to, you're going to continue to live like you're living. Is it fair? No. Are there people who are born rich? Yeah. There are people born pretty. Yeah. There are people born skinny. Yeah. There are people born with muscles. Yeah. It's life. And if you're going to predicate your unhappiness on things you can't control while ignoring it, you give them your information, they give you a library card, and you can check as many of these out as you want. This book is written by a guy who was worth like $750 million. There's a lot of great information in here. There's no huge outlay of cash. But see, here is the problem. And here's some more books. This is one of the first versions of my book. It did really well for me. I made the cover myself. Look at that. Look at all that spacing because I didn't know how to edit books and all this other stuff. That was on me. Here's another book. I wrote this one. This did really well. Made it myself. I actually got a little bit better on the editing and stuff. It looks more like a real book, right? Here's one of the first books of the Grasso books. Did this myself. These are really, really inexpensive for what you get. Here's another book. Super Learning. I've had many people talk stuff about it because here's the thing. People don't want to do what I call. What's going on, boys and girls of the internet? Today, we're going to talk about people who hate money and how that's going to keep you from prevent you from getting a lot of money. This morning, I have a big project and I was working on it and I decided to check my comments and read my emails. I saw what I call loser and bitch comments. Essentially, these are folks who want me to help them for free, to give them good information that people are paying me, $40, $50, $100,000 a month, $1,500, $2,000 an hour, just to sit down and give them this information and to go back and forth in the comments and to help them and to be a really good guy. Because if I don't do that, they're going to say bad things because I'm a bad person, right? Well, here's the rub. The world works in a very different way. I'm not going to read the comments. I've said my piece to both of them if they respond. So if they do, fine. If not, no problem. But to those of you out there who want to change your lives, who want to make more money, who want to have more happiness, freedom, whatever, I got a message for you. This whole notion that you're going to get amazing stuff for free is usually wrong. Sometimes you may win the lottery. Sometimes you may get someone will give you something that's very valuable. That happens, but that's not the norm. Do this, and I've talked about it several times. Today, when you're out buying lunch or dinner or whatever, pay for someone else's meal. And watch how their eyes light up and they feel like they've won the lottery or something, because it is so rare that people do things like that, give that kind of value. And part of it is because life is tough. Now, I'm going to blow this free education thing out of the water. What I'm going to show you is this book, right? This is a book. It's made of dead trees and stuff, right? You know where you can get this book? From the library. Give you the title because someone was like, hey, what's the title? You can get it from the library. What do you have to do? You have to get in your car, get on the bus, walk to the library,